All right, so this morning I had my half marathon race, and it went pretty badly in some ways, but overall wasn't a bad indicator of my fitness right now. The race, first of all, didn't have that much competition. Thankfully, there was another guy who was close to my speed, but he was actually a little faster than me. He was running like 540, 545, 540 to 545 per mile pace for most of it. And we ended up pacing pretty well in the beginning. I was going a little fast. I was like pretty much staying with him at 545 pace, which is faster than I wanted to go. Then about 3 to 4 miles in, we make a wrong turn and we end up back at the start of the race, and we essentially didn't know where to go from there. So we asked like the course officials or like some of the people at registration, like, hey, where do we go? They didn't know where to go, so we just sort of kept running and sort of found our way back to the course. Making a wrong turn and like that sort of just throws everything off in terms of like race mentality and stuff. I tried to sort of get back in the zone and run it as if nothing happened, but just sort of having that extra distance from turning the wrong way and having to like stop at registration, figure out where to go, sort of just threw everything for a loop. And I felt like crap, doesn't really count anymore as a race because I like basically DQ'd because I went off the course. But we continued and went further, and pace kept up a pretty good pace, around actually like 550, 555 per mile pace for quite a while. And then right at like the last aid station before the turnaround, I stopped to get like some water, and the aid stations were managed poorly. Like they didn't have water out. I had to like fill it up from like the Gatorade container and drink it and fill it up myself and drink it myself. So after that aid station, I made another wrong turn, but this time I didn't see where the guy in front of me went, even though I was right behind him. He sort of turned off on this path that wasn't marked very well. So I just sort of kept running on this road, and about like only after like 400 meters I realized I probably shouldn't be on a road right now. Like this has been on bike trails the whole time. So I realized I probably messed up, and I just said screw it. They said the turnaround was in 1 mile, so I'm just gonna run out a mile and back a mile. And I ran out 1 mile, back a mile, and back to the aid station, and saw the guy also coming back to the turnaround. So ended up sort of catching back up to him and started going back together. And then the way back was sort of downhill a bit, and I was pretty demotivated from these wrong turns, and I think the guy in front of me just sort of had more gas left in him, and he just sort of took off down this hill. But I had him in my sights for most of it. He was probably about 20 to 30 meters in front of me at this one point where there was some turn and I didn't see him take the turn, and I ended up on this road where I just kept following this road, and I'm pretty sure I was supposed to turn off the road, but there was no signs. Once again, the signage was terrible. So I just kept running down this road, and I was like, I definitely was supposed to turn off by now, but I'm in the wrong place. I was just like, screw it, I'm just gonna run this half marathon using my watch, basically my Garmin watch, and get the time from that, because I was so frustrated with this course by now, because I had to stop multiple times to try to figure out where I'm going, and making these wrong turns is just really like mentally throws me off. So yeah, that was unfortunate. I ended up finding my way back to the park. And I finished the half marathon sort of before the actual finish line, and I sort of jogged like the last half mile into the finish. Ended up getting like 80 minutes and 4 seconds for the half marathon time on my watch. And then the chip time was like an hour 20, like 22 minutes or something because of the extra distance. But either way, I think with the stops and with all the shenanigans going on in the race and this sort of poor planning on the part of the race coordinators, I think it didn't go too badly. I'm pretty confident I should have broke 80 minutes had everything go smoothly. As for how much I would have broken it by, probably it's only up to a minute, I'd say maximum, like 119 or something, which would have been nice, except didn't happen. So guess that means I have to run half marathon another time, get under that 80-minute mark. But still decent experience. I ran it with some friends, which was nice. So, but yeah, now it's back to the grind, back to the training. And I think I don't have a date yet, but I think around 2 weeks from now, I will be running a 5K time trial and trying to get under 16 minutes. And I think that's quite doable. And I'm going to aim for as far under 16 as I can get. So 1540s, 1550s, whatever I can do. I got a few weeks left. I'm gonna take a few days, not completely off, but like sort of rest a bit, take it easy, and then sort of get back into it with a Thursday workout. 'Cause today's Sunday, so Thursday workout will be the next like real harder day, and then maybe a long run on Saturday, and then maybe one more Tuesday workout before attempting a 5K in like 2 weeks from now. A little under 2 weeks, I think. So that's the plan. Yeah, looking forward to it.